Greeting to all of African descent worldwide. Today is November 26, 2020. I take the opportunity today to say hi to all of my family members worldwide, all of my African descent that all over the planet. I want to say hi. I want to say greeting. I want to say bonjour. I want to say good afternoon to all of you guys worldwide. Moi salye nou. Nou tout zanset mwen yo, fami mwen yo, kap viv nan le monde entier. Sitou nan diaspora aux États-Unis. Moi salye nou. Today I take the opportunity today to greet in all of you, all of African descent. Those of you who don't know who you are, for those of you that your history was stolen from you, you refuse to learn your history today. I don't mean to remind you guys of your feast today. I don't mean to disturbing you guys in your dinner feast table today. For those of you that's going to find this video on YouTube, maybe 5 days from here, maybe a year from here. Who knows, maybe 2-3 minutes from here after I upload the video. Or any time, any day, someday, I know one of you gonna find that video on YouTube. Maybe one day you guys going to think about celebrate Thanksgiving. I hope you guys not get offended from that video, from that audio I'm recording for you guys today. I would like you guys to take the opportunity to do some research on Thanksgiving. The darkness behind Thanksgiving, the secret behind Thanksgiving. You guys been celebrating for 399 days, 99 years from here. Because when England came to the United States, 1620, and a year later, Lincoln announced the Thanksgiving celebrations, 1621. Today we're in 2020. None of you ever think about what was the origin of Thanksgiving? What is the purpose of us celebrate Thanksgiving from generation to generations, from my parents to your parents, for almost 400 years now? Did you ever think about your ancestors? Did you ever think about your original Native Indian, the Black African, the original descent, indigenous African that were in the United States? that was bloodshed by England, that was murder, kidnapping, rape by England. Today you play a big role in that, helping them celebrate murdering your ancestors. My people, you don't have no excuse today on Thanksgiving. All the information is clear. All the information is there for you. You don't even have to read 4 or 5 books, and the books you're not gonna find the truth about the books anyway, because the books, you didn't write that book. The same way we all been lied to about our history, about African history. But today, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You can't keep that secret lie too long anymore. You have the opportunity to know where Thanksgiving came from, how Thanksgiving started, what is behind the Thanksgiving you guys celebrate for almost 400 years now. Today, I know most of you sitting watching football. Since we are on COVID-19, most of you can go to your family house, enjoy a bigger feast. But I know many of you stay home, having a big fat turkey, ham, chicken, whatever you guys decide to cook, sweet potato, pecan pie, all type of dessert on behalf of your ancestor, bloodshed. We don't have any excuse. I would like to ask you guys, how long are we gonna be living in denial? How long are we gonna keep lying to ourselves to figure it out? What in the world are we going to support an enemy that killed our parents, or indigenous, melanin, African, almost 400 years in the United States? How long are we going to keep lying, deceitful to ourselves and deceitful to our children, that we helping them celebrate that torture, that bloodshed to our ancestors century ago, and we continue doing it to this day? Come on now. Come on now. We don't have no excuse. To all African worldwide, I know most of you mentally traumatized from slavery, but it's time for us to reject what the enemy did to us. It's time. It's time to let it go, to restore our culture back, to restore our history back, to claim who we are, to stop deceitful to ourselves, to stop lying to ourselves. Thanksgiving doesn't have any meaningless anymore. Meaningful anymore. There is nothing good, family, behind Thanksgiving. I know most of you brainwash. Most of you claim, oh, I'm from Haiti. I'm from Africa. I'm an African American. I was born here in the US. I'm not related to the black, original, indigenous, melanin, African that was tortured here in the US. And that day, I'm gonna sit, enjoy my meal. These people don't belong to, they're not related to me. They don't have nothing to do with me. I'm an American citizen. I don't relate to them. No, they all relate to you. You end up in the United States today because when they kidnapped us, brought us to the New World, some of us was brought to Haiti, which was claimed so-called Colombia, so-called Christopher Columbus, that named Haiti Hispaniola today, which is Dominican Republic. But the original name was Haiti. And also, America, you call United States today, that's not the original name. The name was Americana. As well, Africa, that's not the name. Africa is a MAAT name. Africa named beside Kemet Al-Kabulan. Enough is enough. Today, November 26, 2020, is almost 400 years. You guys helping the enemy celebrate your ancestor murder. We play a role on murdering our ancestor with England. You don't have no excuse today to find the truth. You don't have no excuse today to learn about the darkness behind Thanksgiving, family. The truth must be told. We must go back home, learn about our history, how Thanksgiving started. I'm guilty of it myself. I used to celebrate Thanksgiving. Not anymore. It's been 4 years now. I don't do anything on Thanksgiving Day. I have the day off from work, but I choose to fasten in that day, give honor to my ancestors, prepare the coffee for them, give them what they used to do, and say sorry to them, apologize to them. I wasn't there to protect them when they were murdering, when a man was murdering, a black original man was murdering, when our children was raped, when they were kidnapping, but all over the world. Besides, our African family were already in the United States on Americana, because we all over the world. We've been travel all over the world. That's our nature. That's who we are. When the weather change, we move. We travel. We don't come to America because during slavery time from Indian, from the Arab to Spanish to the West, England, all of the above. I want to make the video short. I don't want to make it longer, more than 30 minutes. I don't have enough time to explain how many of them that kidnapped us, brought us to the New World. We're in UK, we're in Asia, which is China today. Let's say we're all over the planet before they figure we need somebody to plant the crop for us. We need somebody to work for free for us to build America. We're going to Africa. We're gonna kidnap them. We're gonna brought them here all over the world to build this country for us, which is today called UK, America, France, London, Germany, China, all over the world, Brazil, Dominican Republic, all over, Trinidad, St. Thomas, Martinique, the entire planet, to name a few. I noticed even in Libya today, which is Africa, they also celebrate Thanksgiving. This the worst thing can happen to somebody when you stolen their history. When you've been lying to them for so long, the lie become a truth. Come on, people. Today, Thanksgiving Day, should be a day for you to fast in, to give honor to your ancestors, to apologize to them for the bloodshed, for the murdering, the cold murdering on our people. Besides, they were murdered when they were giving disease to blanket that was killing them also. Our people murdering and a different kind of welfare weapon, biochemical weapon. To this day, we still going to the same channel. Nothing changed. 400 years, almost 400 years, nothing changed. And today, we ballowing with COVID-19 and a different form of warfare. But the message today, Black African descent worldwide, it's time for you to think. It's time for you to do your history. It's time for you to go back. You have the whole entire year to feast. You have the whole entire year to enjoy your holidays. If you take one day of the year to fast on behalf of your elders, to fast on behalf of our ancestors, your life will be changed. You will be protected. No matter where you are in the world, as you already know, nowhere African people are you safe. Your children is not safe. It doesn't matter if you're in the US, in the motherland, in Africa, Brazil, Mexico, Haiti, Trinidad, Canada, France, Germany, China, England, to name a few. You're not safe, no matter where you are with your family. It's time for us to wake up. We've been sleeping for too long, and we don't have any excuse anymore. It's time for us to look back, to learn who you are, where you came from, how do you get here, how do you came to this physical earth, to learn your history, how do you came to the physical earth to finish the job you didn't finish in your past life. Because we've been here million, trillion, billions of times, and many of us return to the earth to finish our work. Many of us, we were in that physical flesh before. Some of us that 20, even 5 years old, a babe from 0 to 50, 70 years old. That's not your first trip to this planet. You've been in the planet before. Maybe 15, 20 times, 70 times. Because you are that God who's supposed to mastering your Godship to a higher level, to become an ancestor, to become that angel who's supposed to restore this physical earth for your children, for my children, from the new generations to come. But when I'm looking at our people today, I understand what mentally slavery can do to us, especially when our brothers' testicle was cut off during slavery. when a brother was blindfolded to whip their own mother, to whip the sister, to whip their own father, to torture us, to scare us. So that way we will not fight against the enemy. We will not fight to protect our brothers, our sisters, our mother, our children, because we were afraid. We don't want our testicle to be cut up. The alpha man. And the women were afraid for their children not to be toasted, not to be killed, or not to be kidnapped by them, sent into another family, sent into another colonizer, or maybe feeding by an alligator. Because island or history, our children was like a piece of meat that was feeding to the most creature animal in the water called alligator. I learned that. I know how much fear that can put in somebody when you see your children being cut up, being whipped, or you see your men tied up in the pool, burn up, and you are washing, your blood is screaming her lungs up, or a blood that was tying up from behind a truck to another truck, tearing halfway, when one leg to the left, one leg to the right was pulling apart, and then we were watching what happened to our brothers and sisters. So that enough fear to not to scare you not to stand up for your brothers, not to stand up for your sisters, not to stand up for yourself. But you don't have no excuse today, because you know the truth now. You know what happened. It's time for us to come home, family. Our ancestors deserve better. Our ancestors fight for us. They fought for us to be here today. Myself and you shouldn't be celebrate Thanksgiving, shouldn't be celebrate Christmas, shouldn't be celebrate any man-made holidays that keep you in poverty, because tomorrow is gonna be Black Friday. As you can see, I know COVID-19, maybe today the store's not gonna be open. I'm aware it's been happening for 5-6 years by now. Back in the day when Thanksgiving Day in United States, all stores are closed. Even the city bus not gonna be running. But for the past 6-7 years, that's not the case. The city bus are running. Most of the stores open after Thanksgiving dinner, so you guys can go spend money. Money we don't have. You can maximize your credit card for a flat screen TV. That's not worth it, because there is nothing in that TV who's going to benefit you, your children, your husband, your community. None of those. It's fake news. None of these channels ever benefits our people. The sport you're watching is destroying our community. The sport you're watching is destroying our young black men who are supposed to become a young black alpha man. It's not helping us. Wake up, African, worldwide. You don't have any excuse today. It's time for you to wake up. You've been slumbered for too long. You've been sleeping for over 400 years, since we brought to America, since we brought all over the world. Even our people in the continent, they're sleeping as well, just like we are. But they don't have the knowledge. They don't have enough technology in Africa, in the Caribbean. They don't have the 24/7 electricity. They don't have the internet for them to do the research. They don't have the main library for them to do the research. Even the library, you will not find the true information from the library. You will not find the true information from the internet neither. You must be able to do multiple search. You must be able to know your research. You must be able to study and able to know the truth, who you are. You must go back to Kemet, to ancient Egypt, to know who you are, to know how do you came to this planet for a purpose. You have work to do. You've been given the opportunity to return to this planet. And due to my history, due to my research, due to my indigenous races, and due to our culture, any of us, every single one of us that return in this planet, we ask to return. We don't just, and we choose which family member we're going to be born to. We don't return to the planet by mistake. No. We want to be born. When you choose to get intimate with your husband, and with your husband, the man with your wife, the woman with your husband, you choose to conceive that child, that African child, to return to this planet, and they choose which family member they're going to be returned. It's not a game, family. We done enough to hurt our elders. We don't take care of mothers and fathers anymore. I understand many of our Africans did a lot of horrible stuff to us. They're hurting us as well. The man hurting the woman hurting the man. We must come to the reality. It's time for us to learn to forgive each other and cleanse ourselves. Ask for forgiveness from our elders, from our ancestors. Ask for the forgiveness from the indigenous culture. Ask for forgiveness from our spirituality. Cleanse the Mother Earth. We've been whipped the earth for centuries. The earth we're walking on, the earth who's giving us the food today we eating. Even the food is not indigenous anymore, because the food is not natural anymore. Most of you today going to be overeating, junk, smoking. After dinner, you're gonna sit watching TV for many hours and go to sleep, sitting in your phone, social media, post your dinner online, face talk with your friend to your iPhone, your Android phone, but you never think where the food come from. How do you get the food? I know we don't have agriculture here. You went to the supermarket to get that food that we don't own. Does not belong to us. You go give that money to the people that slave our ancestors. But we can eat air. We in the flesh, I understand. We have to put something in that physical flesh enable for us to survive. But food is not that important. You can choose a day to fast. When I say fast, with no food, no water, I'm not saying for some of us that in medication need to be fast, or the young babies that need to be fast, but those that older enough, from 15, even 10 years old, you should be able to fast for your ancestor, on your ancestor behalf, for the screaming for the bloodshed today. That shed is 399 years when your ancestor was murdering in the United States. There wasn't no free turkey. There wasn't no wild turkey coming in for free from the sky. There wasn't no spirit to give you no wild turkey. The turkeys were already here. The corns were already here. The food was already here, planted by your ancestors. Everything, everywhere African goes, nature provide for them. It's nothing new. Come on, people. Nothing new. You can do it. Please return home. Come home. You can make that change. It's 2020 and the Gregorian calendar, but I know it's not 2020. We just moved to 2013 from September. September, that's the month 2013 take place. We're not in 2020, we're in 2013. We can make that change. Nothing new under the sun. Especially for some of you who claim to be Christians. You should know better. You should know better. You shouldn't be sharing any bloodshed to sacrifice your ancestor with your enemy today. When England came here to the US almost 400 years ago to destroy my mom, your brothers and sisters, or children, they were raped, they were sent overseas, they were sold out, they sold to other group of England. No, you don't have no excuse today. Like I said, the video gonna be short. I'm sitting here, even with that pandemic. I realized I went to the grocery store maybe on Monday to grab some basic stuff for me in the house since I don't have agriculture. But I would love to go support my own bloody store. But we didn't have that opportunity to have that store in the US. We can't. Everything, any foreign immigrants can come here, open the store in our neighborhood because we don't have a community. We have a neighborhood. But African not allowed to do that. But it's time for us to come home. Put ourselves together. Wake up. Put our money together and stop rebuild again. Remember the Black Wall Street. Remember that. I have faith on you guys. I'm not talking about that Christianity faith because I'm not Christians. I will never be Christians. Christians are criminal. They're the one who did the most torture to us in this planet. The missionary that went all over the world to give us a fake Bible, and they plant their flag and they take over our land. They force us to the fake religions, and then they were stealing everything we have, just like today in Africa. That's where anywhere we are, just like today in Haiti. They can give us fake loan, claim we poor, and we not. We are the most wealthy people on this planet. But since you've been sleeping for so long, you don't know who you are. I understand so many of you already gone too far. When I see my people walking in the street, they're already dead. They're not conscious. Even you see them breathing, they're talking, but they're not to themselves. But do it for your children. And my advice to you today, all of you, African. I know some of you claim you're not African because of your brainwash, because you've been sleeping for too long. You don't know who you are. But I'm telling you right now, by you looking in your kiki hair, even you have a lot lighter skin, darker skin, you are African. And by the way, every race in this planet is origin from African, from an African mother. Learn who you are. You should be proud of yourself to call yourself an African melanin descent. Because you don't have no idea the other race that came after us how much they will love to be an African. But unfortunately, they were born in a different species. They were born with a different skin texture. They didn't have that opportunity. But you should be proud of your skin, your hair. And sadly, many of you not happy with your natural hair, and many of you not happy with your natural skin. You where they bleach it, you where they put the fake hair in your hair. You claim, your fake weave, because you don't want to be who you are. Family, that's all I have to say. Come home. Start your history. Start Haiti history. The first black independent that free us. Claim your mind. Free yourself. And still, you don't discolonize your mind. Believe me, brothers and sisters, you may have billions of trillions of dollars, trillions of billions of businesses, wealth. You still enslaved. Still, you learn how to love yourself, care for yourself, love your brothers and sisters. I'm not talking about the fake love, truly love from your heart. Because love, you cannot love an emotion. You have to love with your heart and care for yourself and your loved one, in your community, in your generations to come. My last message, if we don't prepare this planet for our children, the planet is moving without us. The sun changed. The sun we used to have is not the same sun. The planet gonna move without us, and you're gonna stay behind with your enemy. It's time for you to wake up. This is my message for all of you guys today, worldwide. Please, when you be able to see that video, to listen to that video, if you not agree with me, my advice to you, share that video with your brothers and sisters in your YouTube, in your WhatsApp, and whatever social media you have. Share that video with your brothers and sisters. You may not like what I said today, but 5 years from here, 10 years from here, you're gonna see some of our people gonna wake up from that message. It's time for us to wake up. Your time is now. Your time is now. Wake up. We're still in the bottom of the barrel. Almost 400 years from now. I don't see no change from us. And don't wait any leader to make that change. You don't have a leader, especially when it comes to black leaders. You don't. You're the only one who can be leader to yourself. I know you can do it. I know you're a strong power. You can do it. You just been sleeping. You've been traumatized. Nothing wrong with you, but it's time for us to heal ourselves and come home. This is my message today for all of you. Please subscribe on my channel, share that video, like that video. This is my message. Thanksgiving is not for us to celebrate. We shouldn't be celebrate Thanksgiving when our parents was murdered in the United States, when our mother or sisters was kidnapped, was tortured in the United States. 399 years, almost 400 years, family. All you gotta do, Google it to see, learn the history. You can trust Google, but you can go into more research. You can do multiple research. Learn about your scholar. You have Dr. Ben, Dr. Henry Clark, Marcus Garvey, or powerful leaders in Africa. To name a few, Malcolm X. You have enough history to learn who you are. Africans worldwide, wake up. Stop claiming you're African Americans. You're a citizen in the United States. You're not an African American. If you're an African American, you will earn land, houses, businesses, wealth, None of us have that here in the US. None of us have it in Africa. None of us have it in UK. None of us have it in Haiti. None of us have in wealth. You cannot claim to be an American if you don't have no wealth. You cannot be a sovereignty. You cannot be a nation if you don't own land. You don't own wealth. Even if you have trillions of that paper, worthless paper, US dollars, who don't have no value, who doesn't back up by anything, that's not wealth. Claim your mind. Come home. Stay away from church. Stay away from Christianity. Stay away from Muslim religion. Stay away from Abraham religion. Stay away from Allah. Stay away from the fake blue-eyed blonde hair Jesus that doesn't look like you. It never exists. It never will exist. You indigenous people. You always indigenous. Go back home. Claim your spirituality. Claim nature. Claim earth. Claim who you are. You have work to do. Your time is now. Wake up. Your time is now to build wealth for you and your children that's coming in. Your time for you to build your community. That's all I have to say. Thanksgiving is murdering bloodshed and of black, indigenous, Indian, African. Not the fake Indian you see today. That's not those they show you with the fake fur in the head. Those not Indian. Those are European. They're not Indian. They're not you. That's not the original Indian. You black people, the original Native Indian. You're the one that were in America, that were murdered 399 years from here today on November 26, 2020. That's all I have to say. I know you enjoy your dinner, most of you. But that's not gonna benefit you because you help the enemy participate in bloodshed and your ancestors. And you've been having feast dinner for almost 400 years. Where'd that take you? We in bad health, we overweight, we're not healthy. And the GMO food, so-called food, you put in your body every day is killing us every day. Wake up, family. It's time for us to wake up worldwide. You don't have any excuse today because you are in the information age and you living in a country that gives you the opportunity to do your research, to come home, return. Enough is enough, family. It's time for me to go. Take care of yourself. Stay healthy. And give carbon dioxide back to nature. With that mass you guys walking around every day, you stealing from nature. We've been stealing from nature for too long because you're supposed to breathe back to nature. You're supposed to breathe back to the trees, the flowers, because that's what nature gives us. That's what voodoo give us. You sitting inside voodoo, what you call evilness. You must give air back to nature. If you don't, you're going to pay for that in a hard way. This is my message today. It's gonna happen. Please go outside, get some air, breathe natural air to nature, and give thanks to nature every day for feeding us daily, for taking care of us. Since we came to that physical flesh, because we African, we wasn't in the physical flesh before. We are spiritual being. We fall in that low dimension, which is third dimension, the physical earth, to learn to become a better God, to become a higher. It's time for us to make it happen. Have a good night. Take care.